Hi James, thanks for having us here to change your heater from what is a Harvia M3 currently to a Kota Luosto. So yeah, just how long have you had your Harvia M3?
I've had this for about 2 years and 9 months.
2 years and 9 months. And how frequently were you using it?
In the winter, maybe 6 days, 7 days a week, depends on obviously time and everything.
Yeah.
But normally average 4 to 5 times a week, so quite a bit.
That's good. That's good. That's dedication to true sauna culture right there. Tell us what the problem is with your Harvia, why you've called us in.
So I've called you guys in because I noticed quite a large hole has formed on the back of my stove. I noticed a rust issue maybe last year we started to have, so I sort of came to the conclusion I was going to have to replace it at some point.
Yeah.
I spoke to Harvia and they just said I have to buy a new one. They
Really?
weren't supportive. There was no.
And it's so close as well to that, like 2 years with the EU guidelines on replacing products, faulty products.
Yeah.
And I mean, it's some hole and some rust as well.
It's quite rusty.
Can you tell us why it was that you chose the Luosto exactly?
I chose the Kota Luosto because I wanted the enamel outer casing, so a bit more durability, especially with, say, like hard water that we have here.
Yeah.
Nice large stone capacity.
Yeah.
And efficient heating. So
brilliant. Yeah, hopefully we can cut your heat up times down with Narvi are fantastic with the design of their flues and stuff. So it'll have that big stone capacity hot in no time at all.
It looks quite interesting.
Yeah. How did you actually get the bug? How did you get bitten by the bug for Finnish sauna?
So we started off I think it's always been in me. Like years ago when we went to leisure centres or things like that, or hotels, I'd sort of like sneak in the sauna even if I was underage technically. Yeah. and then eventually a few years back, me and my dad started obviously going to leisure centres to use the sauna there, and we were doing it several times a week. There's a lot of driving, wasn't a very good experience. It's no outdoor, it's just a bit of a naff. So we decided to build our own, and then it sort of spiralled out of control from there.
How did you find building your own sauna in your garden? Was that an interesting challenge? Did you have any difficulties in sourcing, like the heater?
The heater was reasonably easy to source in sort of after we shopped around a bit. We were looking around. We were trying to do it on a budget, obviously, hence self-build. And I found that on Amazon and ordered it. Got it shipped over. We ended up having to collect it from a depot, which was quite interesting, getting it into the back of a car and bringing it back in over here. So certainly helps having it brought over by you guys.
How many electric saunas have you actually tried, though? We were discussing earlier.
I've tried quite a few. So all the ones that we sort of tried initially before I even had used a wood burning one. Yeah. Maybe 10, 15, maybe more than that. Obviously tried more over the years recently as well. But my first wood burning one was my own.
How did that experience compare?
It was pretty amazing actually. So it's just like a different world of heating the sauna, and the Lolu was much better, and just a totally different. Always go wood burning over electric. Yeah. Always, and much more efficient as well.
Well, thanks for talking us through your trials and tribulations with wood burning saunas. I think it's about time we get this new one installed.
Excellent. Thank you very much.
Cheers.
Cheers.
So now the fire's lit for the first time, we're just going through the burn-off process, so all the residues and stuff will burn themselves off before James gets to use it for the first time. But this is really what this is made for, the Kota. We actually went to the factory in Finland to witness how it was made, and it's in the construction which really makes it the heater for James's strict requirements, which is daily use at a temperature between, would you say 90 to 100 degrees, you said you like
About that, yeah, normally, sometimes 110, depends on.
So 90 to 110 degrees daily, this heater should be fine.